Hi guys, it's Thomas Moran here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Cheltenham 2025 Festival offers. If any of you guys are as excited as me, well, I'm happy for you, because in 2.5 weeks time the Cheltenham Festival will start and they are going to chuck money at us like always. This is the one time in the year on any event whereby the bookies genuinely want to take your money. It surprises me, even after doing this for 20 years, all my Betfair, Betfred accounts, every single bookmaker account banned, I've still got some accounts that will let me normally put £1 on, but come the actual festival, they'll let me have 10, 15, 20 quid, sometimes more for some reason, and then by the end of the week, come the Friday evening at Dundalk, you're back to £1 again. I have no idea why they do it, but what is exciting about it is not only can someone like me have my bets and have bigger bets than I normally would, and they give ridiculous offers, and I'm not over exaggerating how ridiculous some of the offers are, but even the guys that are new to the game, they throw everything at this festival every single year. The first thing I wanted to talk about was, and probably the best offer I have ever seen from any Cheltenham festival, and there'll be people here that I know will have seen better offers, so please guys, if you've got any offers from years gone by that you think are just ridiculous, even more ridiculous than this, please tell me. But this one stood out, especially for someone that can't get loads of money online, that has to go into betting shops and sometimes, you know, do it that way or use friends' accounts sometimes. This, in 2020, it was William Hill, the Supreme Novice Hurdle. They offered 7 places each way. Now I'll just show you this race, guys. There was 15 runners. The Supreme Novice Hurdle is always the first race of the festival on the Tuesday. This was the 10th of March 2020, and we had 15 runners. So most places were offering 3, 4 or 5, and let me tell you, in a 15 runner race, 5 is really, really good. But they were swamped by William Hill, who then just went, nah, first race of the weekend, first race of the Cheltenham Festival, we're going to go for it. We're going to accept a lot of money, and we're going to go 7 places, nearly half the field, to play each way. Was amazing. And what another thing, Betfair had an actual each way situation where you could lay the 7 places. So they'd worked out the incredible odds for some of these really good horses to come in the first 7, and you could just bet these each way with William Hill. You could have £20 each way on any horses you wanted, basically, then lay these bets off on Betfair, which I don't know if you guys know how to do much about match betting and backing and laying on the exchange, but if you don't, please look. I've got lots of videos on match betting and how you can guarantee profit from free bets. And in this instance, you could say back Shishkin if you'd have backed any of these horses each way. So say you'd have backed Shishkin for £20 each way, you're still getting 6 to 5 on it to come into the top 7, but I'm guessing at the time it was about 1.3 on the Betfair account, so you would be getting nearly treble the odds on it getting a place. And what you can do with these situations, and what a lot of people were doing in 2020, they were backing quite a few horses here, even the bigger priced ones that didn't end up, that didn't have much hope. They were backing them. They would leave, so they would put £20 each way on something like Shishkin, and then maybe lay £10 on the win, and then maybe lay £30 on the place, which means if it didn't come in the top 7, or it fell, or it didn't come in the top 7 at all, you would get your £40 back. And if it came in the top 7, you might be making your money back-ish, no loss. But then if it does win, you've essentially got £10 on Shishkin, and there you go. There's your £60 on Shishkin. If that was this is the SP price, so it could have been bigger than that when you actually put it on. But that was the minimum you would have got, is 6 to 1. It could have been 8s, 9s, 10s. I can't really remember back in the time. I remember actually really fancying Abracadabras for the Gordon Elliott stable that time, and that was my big bet. I just kept going and putting 25 each way on in a few William Hills, and I had it online as well, and it was so frustrating because it just got held at the end. But you know, there's so many different ways you can play these free bets and these offers. 2025 is no different to previous years. They're going to throw money at you. I just hope you make sure that you're ready to do it. So I found these on Reddit from a couple of years ago, a few free bets that they do. I mean, Betfred, bet £10 and you get £40 in free bets. That's a standard kind of thing. I'll show you those more in a minute. But Betfair had free £2 multiples. So it's just amazing. I know that doesn't sound very much, but it's a free shot at making potentially big money. That's the reality with multiples. You know, if you're doing free, if anyone's seen my Lucky 15, you know, the accumulator is 16 to 1, 8 to 1, 2 to 1, and I believe 5 to 2, and that comes to 1,366 to 1. So if you had £2 on that, you know, you're looking at 2,700 quid. That's, you know, what we're, but it's for free. And I think that's the beauty of it in that situation. They will do this each day. It seems like Monday, the Tuesday, sorry, the first day, they chuck all the real big ones at you, and then they still throw really good bets at you throughout the whole rest of the festival. But it's a case of getting ready for this to happen, because it will happen. Here, Virgin money back if a horse loses his first race each day. I mean, you've got a free bet. Like, again, I like to really analyse these, especially the first race of each day of the festival. I really try, and like, I've done it already, weeks gone by, I've already sort of got my rough ideas of who, and some I'm very sure on. I've really looked into it, but come the day, there might be £10 here, £5 here, £15 there. There might be a lot that Skybet do a classic, and they did it. I know they did it last year. I'm sure they did it the year before. I haven't got an account, so not for me, but for you guys, if you have got an account, you bet on it, and if the horse comes second or third, you get your money back as cash, not as a free bet, so as cash. So again, it's another one where there's so many opportunities to make money in Cheltenham. It's unbelievable. It's like the weirdest 4 days of the year from a gambling perspective, and why I get so excited. Not even so much the money side of it. It's just there's just so much going on. I remember last year I had a 33 to 1 going on to a 9 to 1, which won. Very small little bets, because I didn't really fancy. You know, it's hard to fancy some of these 33 to 1 shots, and none of the other three came. But I still made really good money, but just by doing a small single, small doubles and trebles and all that, and even just with getting those first two, it was just a really, really good day. And I had I think I had a £5 bet on the 33 to 1. And there you go again. It's like £165 for free. Whereas I probably wouldn't have backed that horse for that money. I'd have had it in small doubles and trebles just for more watching and for fun. But these are live score, £1 free bet each day. Again, it doesn't sound much, but there is opportunities in Cheltenham, because I find this festival, there are certain races that are actually fairly, not easy to predict, but they're much easier to predict than other races during other cards. So just going back to that, the Supreme Novice Hurdle, like I say, you know, even a horse like Edwardstone, you could have fancied that 25 to 1. Even if you didn't think it had a massive chance to win, if you think it should be top 7, and I mean that is giving you a lot of rope to get top 7, you're getting 5 to 1 on it to come in the top 7, and it did. And you know, it's a 100 to 1 shot here. Heaven help us. You know, people would have had that. They might have had £5 each way on that to get in the top 7. And obviously you lose your £5 on the win bet, but you're getting 20 to 1 on it to come in the top 7, and it did by 6.5 lengths. It's just mad what they do at Cheltenham for you. So not only do they do offers like this, one thing I will say is that there's standard bookmaker offers at all times. Like sometimes Bet365 have ridiculous ones, £100 in free bets for putting on £10 and things like that. But even here, you've got £30 if you put £10 on. You've got £50 in free bets with Skybet. And all of these, if you look on OddsCheck, guys, on these ones, they'll just say where I'm putting the cursor, exactly the bet £5, get £30 in free bets. And on the coming up to Cheltenham, it would be worth doing some of these, opening some of these accounts. I'm not affiliated in any way these. I haven't got any thing on my website. I won't say go through my link. I haven't got any of that. I'm just saying for you guys to get ready for potential crazy bets that they're going to throw at you over the Cheltenham Festival, and then you can use those free bets to get more of a buffer for then 2.5 weeks time when we're at Cheltenham. You've got more money to play with, because this is free bets. So if you get £30 in free bets, that's not just, we'll try and win some money with it. No, with free bets, and I've done videos on this match betting before and how you can guarantee money. So with that £30, you should be able to make about 80% of your money and turn that into cash. So already, you know, you're looking at £24 of guaranteed money straight there, you know, that you've got to play with, and then you can put it on any other market you want, or you can use those free bets if you fancy something, or if you just want to have some fun. You've got more chance of winning. It is an incredible festival for that. I remember even last year Betway were doing crazy offers. They were just giving you a £5 free hacker, but it had to be on 4 horses. I mean, that's fine. I don't normally bet hackers of 4, so if you want to give me 2 odds on shots and then a 2-1 and maybe an 8-1, I mean, a fiver can turn into hundreds really quickly. Again, I did one last year and I got it up the 4-fold, and yet I would never have put a fiver on 4 horses before, but if it's free, yeah, chuck it on, and there you go. Made over £100. And it's not, it doesn't take a lot of time. I might have already done my research into a lot of races, and I think, you know, this 6-1 shot should be maybe 4s. I think that odds on shots, good thing. So there you go. And like I say, so you just look at these, and some will be better than others, and some won't, you know, might not be worth doing at the time because they do change all the time. But one thing I would say is I think the best ones to have, especially for the Cheltenham Festival, are bet accounts like Skybet, Bet365. I'm sure Bet Victor will, but Paddy Power, Betfair, they're your, you know, your ones. I mean, Betway last year were really good, and it'll be different each year, so I can't guarantee yet. I haven't been able to see what they're exactly going to do straight away, but I'm telling you now, it is really worth, if it's just for 4 days, and then you get rid of those accounts, don't want to use them ever again, withdraw your money, and then come back the next year. I would really say that as long as you don't have any problems with, you know, taking your money out and being done and don't want to bet on anything else, they really do want your business for 4 days, and they will chuck everything at you. As I mentioned earlier, it's not just looking at online and everyone's, you know, another gambler might come to me, oh, 3 years ago I got all my accounts banned, now I can't be bothered, not interested in it. Well, in the shops, they're still going to throw offers at you. They will, and it's, I think one of the things I'm really, really good at is knowing when an offer is way too good. There is just nothing major, and again, people will go, oh, you can only bet 15 quid or 20 quid on it. Betway yesterday, nothing major, but I roughly thought that for Watkins, Cole Palmer to have a shot on target each was even money, boosted out to 7-4. I'm not saying it's the best bet in the world, but I'd say even money is about right. But enhancing it to 7-4, you're getting huge value. They let me have 20 quid on it. 20 quid, again, it's not silly, you know, I think it's 35 profit. It's not ridiculous, but it is worth doing. It just means a little bit extra into your bank. It did win, but again, even if it lost, it's, again, you're getting huge value. And they will do this through the festival. And I think a lot of just regular punters or people that don't really know much about the sport or really about gambling, they'll go, oh, that's not too bad. The Skybet thing, you know, if it comes in the top 3, you know, you get your money back. But you've got to think, if there's a sort of favourite in, and there are a lot of favourites in a lot of these races, so you've got an even money shot that would be maybe be 1.15, so 1 to 6 on to get in the top 3. So you're nearly guaranteeing that it'll be in the top 3, but yet you put £10 on it to win, or whatever it lets you, if it's £50, and then you, if you're really scared and you don't, you know, or might come outside the top, you could lay some of that. It's not going to cost you very much. You know, if you to lay 60 quid, it will cost you £10. So it's like, you can do that if you're really scared, and then you could still make money. If it doesn't place, you've made £10 there. You've lost your 50 quid on the win bet, but you've made £60 on the exchange. So you've made a little bit of profit there. Or if it does place, but it does win, you've made money again. Like, you made 50 quid on the win part of that, and then you've lost your lay of £60 for a tenner, so you're £40 up. It's, again, these situations pop up all the time, and I can name every bookmaker that's done something like this. They normally try and outdo each other, like who's going to really outdo each other this time. And then when you have got that situation, it's brilliant. It's like, you know, in supermarkets when you go and someone's done a deal on Doritos, they're normally maybe £2, and they're chucking them out there for 60p. It's that sort. It's a loss leader. They know they're not going to make any money on this. And I think not enough punters realise how good these things are. And technically, you know, say you wanted to do some of these £5 hackers or something, and you get lucky. I mean, I know someone that won 10 grand from a similar situation. It was actually a completely free bet to pick 4, got them all, 10 grand. There you go. As I mentioned earlier with regards to the Chelsea-Aston Villa match, where they were doing one shot on target for Palmer and Watkins, Betway are really good at doing just enhanced odds on any horse. So that this isn't just for the Cheltenham Festival, what I'm talking about now, but what I'm trying to say is they will amp this up for the Cheltenham Festival. There is no doubt in my mind they will throw offers at you, technically throw money at you to then gamble, because they feel if you win 150 quid on the first race, you're giving it back by the Friday and probably a bit more. That's what they're thinking. They're thinking, you look through those handicaps. I struggle looking through the handicaps. There might be 25 runners, and I am like, it's like looking at the National. All my friends always ask me, who's going to win the National? I'm like, there's 40 runners. I haven't got enough time to always look through each horse. I've got a decent record in the National, but it doesn't mean I know exactly who's going to win and who's going to jump and who's going to do this. So I like to play the easier races that I feel, in my eyes, are the easier races. And then I might have a little gamble on the sort of bigger handicaps, because you get prices. You know, the favourites can be 9 to 1. That's fantastic. You know, if you love to win a bit of money. But, you know, the ones I really like might be 2 to 1, might be 5 to 2. It's a bit of a different game, but the odds of you winning against, you know, the handicaps, they're completely different. So Betway, with Constitution Hill, you know, I've been looking through the cards to get my absolute banker of the festival, and it's difficult because there's little problems with each of them. We don't know what's going on with certain ones, and we do know what's going on with certain ones, which ones are going into exactly the same race. Even though it's not on Run and No Bet now, which is amazing, we're still not completely sure. But it's a case of, I won't want to look at these, say there's Galopin de Champs to win the Gold Cup. You know, I think it's a very good chance it's going to win, but the odds, I mean, I feel on the day someone's going to chuck it up at even money. Someone else might give you a free bet on this. So there's no point me betting it each way, even chucking it probably in an acca, when on the day Galopin de Champs even money, £20, you know, not risk free, but £20 maximum stake, some more. That's where I'll put my 20 quid. And it might sound like, oh, you're not going to make much money, but again, if you really fancy it to win, if you think it's a good 1 to 2 shot, you think it's an incredible even money shot, and it'll be things like that that constantly get thrown at you. And what I would say is get up early each day of the festival. Like, I don't like getting up early. I'm guessing not many people do, but I might get up at 7 o'clock. I might scour the internet. I might go into some betting shops, local ones, and have a look what they're doing, because they open fairly early. You'll get a rough idea what offers that they might enhance a few prices through the day. Then you can look at them, and because I've got my core horses that I like, if they go and then say Ballyburn, you know, on the day it's maybe 6 to 4, but they go 5 to 2, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in it again. I'm ploughing. I did it, you know, last year before, same thing. And granted, they didn't all win. I got 2 seconds and 2 winners, but there you go. The 2 winners massively paid for my Cheltenham and more profit, and the 2 seconds, unfortunately, you know, they were sort of 5 to 2, I think 3 to 1. It's not a bad thing. It's just how it goes. But still, because they were enhanced, the other ones, I was laughing. I'm sure a lot of you guys do know about this one, but the extra place races. And actually, funny enough, I wasn't actually looking at this specific race at Hereford today for that reason. I just pulled up the next race while I was looking at doing this video, and I just saw here it was 7 runners, and it turned into 6 runners. But weirdly, Skybet, Betfred and Bet365 all said, no, you can have 1/5 of the odds, top 3. So you're getting half the field, you're getting 1/5 of the odds, and you can do it like that. But what's amazing is with Cheltenham, not only will they give you great offers, say there's an 8-runner field, say there's a 7-runner field, they might still give you top 3, but actually they might give you extra places in some of these other races. And what you can do in those is you can lay the bet off completely. So say you had £10 each way on a 20 to 1 shot you liked, but actually you thought, I want a risk-free bet here, and on the exchange is exactly the same price as what the bookmakers are. So you lay your £10 there, you lay your win bet, but there are certain bookmakers that are offering 4 places. So what happens is, if the horse comes 4th, not only do you win both your lay bets, so both your win bet you win because you've laid it at Betfair, you've laid your place bet top 3, mind you, top 3 at Betfair, you've won those two £20, but then you've won the each way part, because it said top 4 places, you've won the each way part of your actual bet, £10 at 20 to 1. So you've got 4 to 1 there, times your 10, you've got your 40 quid, you've lost your £10 win bet, so you're 30 quid up, and so you're 50 quid up, and there was no risk whatsoever. And sometimes they're even bigger than that. Extra place races, you can hit jackpots, you can hit really big ones, depending on how big you are. betting and how big the offers are. And last but not least, guys, with these situations, there are each way steals. I don't need to pull up races here whereby, and as I talked about one earlier, Galop de Champs in the Gold Cup, he's going to be about 8 to 15 at the minute. I think there's only going to be probably 10 or so runners turn up on the day, and then you've got that each way steal position. So you might have two of the others. I mean, I've already backed 100 to 1, small stakes each way in that bet. Hopefully Edward Stones turns up there, but there might be a second favourite or a third favourite there at maybe 7 to 1, 8 to 1, because the market has to have these prices in to make it a fair bet. But you think there is no chance, barring real accidents, this horse is going to come outside the top three. You're 8 to 1. You put your £10 each way on, and you've essentially got a free bet for the win. You know, if Galopin pulls up, I mean, Chaos Star pulled up one year when was expected to do much better. You know, things happen in racing. It doesn't always go well. Horses unfortunately fall, and then you've what you think is 8 to 5 on what you've locked in a little bit of profit there because you feel that bet's going to come top three, no doubt. And then if something happens to the favourite, you've still got your £10 at potentially 8 to 1. And I talk in tens, but there will be people out there betting in hundreds. So people go, oh, well, it's only sort of £80 profit and all this, but it depends how you do it. You know, I'm not here saying you should bet, you know, £2 each way or £100 each way or £500 each way. It's completely up to you. But realistically, there are some big potentials out there with those each way steals. And we all know there is lots already odds on favourites. Marlborough, you know, John Bon, Constitution Hill, and there's a lot of people, you know, going against some of these. So there will be other horses that can beat them. There really will be. And these each way steals are really, really good ways, again, to add to the bankroll. If you do your homework, you know what you like, and you're going to go each way steals. It's another way of adding to the bankroll and making an absolutely amazing Cheltenham 2025. I hope you're good, guys. Please let me know who you fancy, any each way steals, any Cheltenham offers that you think are just ridiculous. There'll be loads I've missed over the years. I'd love to know what, going years and years back, what they did. I'm sure there's some ridiculous offers that they've chucked at us, and where you think the profit can be made through these offers or match betting. And please check out all my links below for my Lucky 15 bet, Fancy of the Festival, my next bet of the festival, and all my other videos on various other match betting and guaranteeing profit from gambling. I hope you're good, guys, and take care.